Hello, my name is John Sayer and I'm a Technical Marketing Manager here at Autodesk. I'd like to welcome you to this demonstration video, Collaboration Using the Design Feed Across Extended Teams with the Autodesk Infraworks 360, Episode 2. This is the second of 3 demonstrations showing a workflow for collaboration using Infraworks 360. So let's get started. So when we left off in Episode 1, we had published our model created with CityGIS to the cloud so that the traffic engineer could start preliminary design. When the traffic engineer begins work, he'd like to get any preliminary feedback from the reviewing agency so that everyone is on the same page throughout the project. The question to address initially is, do we need a traffic study? So we need to get the model to the reviewing agent. There's one problem. The reviewing agent does not have Infraworks 360. We can still get them the model. He or she will just use a web browser to view it. So what we need to do to get the model to the reviewing agent, I'm going to open up the model again. What we're going to do is we're going to create a scenario. So we're going to create a scenario of just the area or of the area that's in question. So the intersection that we've been talking about. So I'm going to add a scenario and I'll name this traffic study. We will go ahead and select the area that we're interested in, which will be our intersection. Once our scenario is selected, notice that it's out of sync, so we need to take the next step and sync our model to Infraworks 360. So this is going to sync it to the cloud. So I'm going to go ahead and select Sync Model Changes to the cloud. And you'll see here in the Synchronize Model dialog that we have some changes that have been made, and that would be the scenario that we just posted. So I'm going to select Sync, and it's going to update the model in the cloud. Now this synchronization won't take as long as the initial sync to the cloud did when we pushed the model, but it does take just a little bit of time. So once the model's synced, we can go ahead and hit OK, and we can go to our scenario browser, and we'll wait until the scenario has actually been published. After the status is changed to published, we can go up and select our email button. It will create an email that we can send to the reviewing agent that will give them access to the scenario that we just published. So I'll close that, and we're going to drop back to the 0 screen, and we're going to open up and let you see what the reviewing agent would see. So I'm going to select Manage Online Scenarios, and I'm just going to right-click here and copy the link to the scenario itself, and I'm going to open up a session of Google Chrome. I'll paste in the link, and it will bring up our model. Now, as you can see, we can drop back the level of detail so that it will load quicker, so we have access to do that. But I'm going to zoom into the intersection. This is what the reviewing agent will be able to see. They can make the decision as to whether they need a traffic study or not, and this is where we begin to use the design feed. So they need to sign in with their Autodesk ID. So let me do that real quick. Once signed in, you'll be able to select the design feed, and we can start to communicate through the design feed. So there is a traffic study. They do decide that there is a traffic study that needs to be performed. So I'm going to select the design feed, and I'm going to put a marker in the middle of the intersection so that anybody that sees this marker will be able to link it back to the comments made. And I'm just going to say, yes, we need to perform a traffic study. And we've now begun the collaboration process using the design feed. So we should be able to open up the Infraworks model and see the interaction in the inside of the design feed. So let's go ahead and open the Infraworks model. So I'm going to select Discuss Your Infrastructure Design, which is the design feed, and it loads. And you will see that we now have a comment, and we've also got our marker that shows the location of where they're talking about. So now the traffic engineer needs to relay a message or collaborate with the field crew so they can begin the traffic study process. So the way that we will do that will be through the iPad app. So in summary, the ability to open the model in an internet browser such as Google Chrome and utilize the design feed to collaborate with all stakeholders is a definite benefit.